And we're back. This is episode 16. Yeah, episode 16 of the Taproom Podcast. I am your host, Mike. I have Jam, the Dancing Bear, on the show.
Yep.
Navi's back for an episode.
Yo, what up?
All right. Over here in Arizona, obviously, in New River or Anthem. I had a really fun weekend. Got to go record with the guys at OHSO with Kale and Josh. Super fun episode for me. Like that one's going to be a loud one because we were recording in the brewery. But this episode, the interview for this episode, and I will put the timestamp in the description, and I'll also post it on Instagram. It was with Rachel Benkowski at Brews with Beerkowski, and also at Beer Bames Family, her charity that she has. But we're going to start it off like we always do. We're going to crack a brewski, give it a reviewski. We do have one from Bone Haus and a couple from another Arizona breweries. Let's start with the Bone Haus one.
Hey,
Grab her over there.
It's the one in the middle.
There it is. This one's from Bone Haus. It's a Carbide Light Blonde Ale. It's a blonde. Navi likes blondes.
And we got that Bevmo? Or Total Wine?
Total Wine. This one is coming in at...
And yes, I do love me a good blonde.
Who doesn't? 4.5%. This was a kind of a cool looking can. It looks like a guy's walking into a mine.
Yeah.
Like a mine shaft. Almost kind of reminds me of like, what's the Day of the Dead kind of, like, because he looks kind of like that.
The Dia de los Muertos one?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. So let's crack her open, eh?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, here we go. Oh, that sounded pretty good, didn't
Sounds
it?
good.
You sound good.
Nav's
had a great weekend.
Not money-wise. Money-wise, I've lost every bet. But you know what? I got a lot riding on today's game. Nikola
It's
Jokic.
a hard pour for me. It's almost all foam for me.
All right, that's kind of stealing my bit there, but all right.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, we
That
got
is
game 2 about to start, and we all have money on this.
Kevin Love is starting.
There you go.
Kevin Levin's starting. Pride of UCLA. I think it might be the beer. I have a hard pour, too.
So
Holy
what
shit.
kind of beer is this?
It's a blonde ale.
Blonde ale. Okay.
Yeah.
My specialty. Oh, God.
That's like Alyssa from Freddy's in Anthem.
Shout out
yeah.
to Freddy's.
Shout out to Freddy's this weekend.
Shout out to Freddy's.
If you're in the Arizona area and you go to Freddy's, ask for Alyssa. Baddie.
It's Tyler's future wife.
Unless she's under 18, then not.
No,
a
she was over 18.
Okay.
That's Tyler's future wife you're talking about.
Yeah.
Tyler
sorry,
Frago, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ty. She'll hear this. All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, boys.
This is Bone Haus, you said?
Yeah. There's a fart. And let's go here.
That's giving me
It's actually pretty good. I'm getting kind of like lemony vibes from it.
Yeah, it's getting like a
Lemon
citrus,
or lime?
like a rind or like a zestiness to
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I like it.
I have a lot of head in mine. Hold on.
Yeah, I have a lot of head too. If you know what I mean. Twinkle, twinkle,
Did
baby.
anybody bet first basket?
I don't think we bet for
I
basket
took
today.
Michael Porter off. God damn it.
Okay,
I was going to hit it.
I need a lot of stuff from Jokic. I kind of like this. I'm kind of down with it.
Yeah,
I like it too, actually.
yeah.
Not as good as Busch Light, obviously.
Yeah. No, but Jam's a big latte guy, but I like this a lot. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
I think I'm right in that neighborhood too. I might go a little higher. I might go 8.5, 8.5.
I like it.
I'm going to go 8-9.
Hey Tyler, will you grab us some more cups up there? You're tall.
Above the
It was
fridge.
Caleb Martin that hit the first shot.
There you go,
Didn't I tell
bingo.
you what's going to?
Yeah, Tyler.
I'm
was
going to
right.
go 8-9.
Oh, nice.
All right.
I gotta have this fucking thing.
So yeah, we're watching NBA Game 2 right now. This is Denver's up 1-0.
Jokic just bricked it.
Yep.
I
Denver's up.
have Jimmy Butler minus 0.5 3 points.
There you go.
So let's get one.
Nice.
We're in.
All right, here we go. Gotta start this game here.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
That was good.
This is actually pretty damn good. And we were
Yeah.
at Bedmo looking for this, and we found it. It's pretty good. I'm down
Yeah.
with it.
Good job, guys. Whoever did this.
Yep.
It's Boneyard, right?
Yeah.
Bone
So
Haus?
right now we get So the NBA. Do you guys think excuse me. Do you think Denver wins the whole series?
I think Miami probably gets one.
Yeah, I think Denver in 5.
I think it's 5 or 6.
yeah, 20 at home maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Denver in 5.
They just look
Problem
really good
is Miami works too hard for shots,
though. Yeah.
and Denver scores at will.
Yeah.
Like they get any shot
No
they
doubt.
want. So
I mean, it might be over. It's 5-0 right now. I don't think they're going to come back from this.
I don't think I've ever seen a team come back down from 5-0.
5-0 is
Yeah,
baseball
look at-
score.
Yeah.
Denver's like 0 for 3 to start. Look at this.
Yeah. And the NHL, The Golden Knights won yesterday.
Lost money on that.
Yeah, so did I. Me and Nob didn't want to fade me, so he.
No, I didn't fade you. I rode with you and I fucking lost.
Classic.
Yeah. What was the final? 5-2.
4-2. I think
Yeah,
it was 4-2.
It was a butt whooping.
4-2 Knights.
4-2. I think it was 5-2. I think. Yeah, I think it was 5-2.
5-2. Yeah.
Jokic with the.
You think the Golden Knights end up winning the series? And if you do, like, well, whichever team you choose, how many games they're going to win?
I think Florida comes back, wins in 7.
Just Florida hasn't lost in what since the first round? Because they were down. They were down 0-3 to Boston.
They were down 2-1 to Boston. I think
2-1 to Boston, and then they came back and they haven't lost since.
Yeah.
I think this is finally Vegas' year. They're year 4 of their existence.
Yeah. But I was like, when was the last time they won the cup? Have they won a cup?
They've never won. Vegas?
I know they've been to a. They
went to
one.
the cup final. I think their second year or their first year.
It was their first year. They went to.
Yeah,
the cup.
They went to the final and they lost. And then the Panthers haven't won since the 90s, I think.
Gotcha.
But I think this might be Vegas' year. They look good.
Yeah, I like Jack Eichel too, though.
I do like Jack Eichel. Jonathan Quick's going for his 3rd ring.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
This is what they won in 12 and 14.
12 and 14. Now he's
Yeah.
going to trying to win in 23. I think he's the backup goalie.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Panthers just because I feel like the Panthers they felt like kind of like a team of destiny, but Vegas just keeps on rolling too. So who knows?
Yeah, I think I got it going for Vegas.
Yeah,
And they play tomorrow night on Tuesday.
yeah, they should play tomorrow night.
Sweet.
Because there was no overlap this weekend.
No overlaps at all. Sweet.
Should we jump into Brewski 2?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Which one should we do first? Oh, we have one Hazing, Arizona, and then one called Klingon.
And these are all locals.
These are all local Arizona breweries.
So which one you
Ooh,
want?
that one says AZ made.
I say
That's
we do
kinda badass.
Hazing, Arizona. I love Raising Arizona. It's a banger movie.
It looks like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's why they
that what
did
it
it.
is?
Yeah, it's a cool looking can.
Also,
Yeah.
too, if we haven't mentioned, Tyler Fraga's here. Alyssa,
Yeah,
from
Tyler's
Freddy's
sitting in.
and Anthem.
Tyler starting midfield for the.
Yeah.
What's your high school
Phoenix
called?
Rising, North Valley, and
There you
Boulder
go.
Creek.
There you go. Thanks for dumping that for me. Yeah, just dump it.
Tyler sitting in.
Ty sitting in. Yeah, dump that.
Can I report?
Yeah, you can pour it.
Get the back to it. Thank you.
That'll work.
Can I report?
Yeah, please.
Ooh. Oh yeah, super hazy. Like I mean, you always know those kind of flavors
Is this
from
an
a hazy.
IPA?
Yeah, it's a hazy IPA. Coming in at what percent now? Read that for me.
This is coming in at 6.4.
Yeah, and it
52 IBUs.
yeah, and the cane. Oh no, I said the cane. The can. That Nicolas Cage's.
It looks like the mugshot.
Yeah,
from
Raising
Raising
Arizona.
Arizona.
Banger.
I'll go first. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, shout out to Arizona. We went to the Braves game on Friday.
Lost. Probably
yeah.
should have won.
We went to the sports. It was Caesar's Sportsbook before.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's cool because you can bet before you walk into the stadium.
Yeah. There we go.
Kennedy
Cheers.
just walked in.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
Ooh, it's pretty good.
Ooh.
Dad. Haven't had haze in a while.
That's pretty solid. And it's what percent? 6.5?
6.6.
6.4.
6.4?
The other
Two
one
IBUs.
was 4.5, in case we didn't say it.
Yeah, it's not a really bitter or anything like that. It does definitely has that like distinct kind of hazy flavors that that hazies have. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 on this one.
8.5.
8.5. I like this one a lot.
I'm lingering around. I'm gonna hate. I'll probably hang out around 7.1.
Yeah, solid score.
That's good.
So-
That's good beer.
My turn?
Yeah.
Big Fat 10.
Ooh, shit.
Jam with
Here
the
we go.
I liked it. I mean, honestly, I would slam those all day.
Yeah, Jam's a latte guy, but that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that was good.
Put
Yeah.
it in the bush latte.
No. This thing.
For hazy, yeah. Hazy,
Yeah.
I think.
Good stuff.
Not a latte good.
I liked it. Jake, that's for you. Big Fat 10.
Exactly. And one thing we got to do this week, and we were talking about a little earlier, we did a little gambling, like we always do when we're out here. How'd you do, Nuff?
I am 0.47, I think.
Hey, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish.
Exactly. Oh, I'm like a fucking bankrupt barstool after this one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm 0 for 7. I lost college. I lost college baseball. Professional MLB.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Been there.
Lacrosse. Fuck the water dogs. They screwed me.
Should say fuck the chaos.
Yeah,
They're
true.
the
Both
ones
of them.
that
Actually, fuck lacrosse. It's hard to bet on lacrosse.
Yeah.
What else did I bet on? I bet on college football almost every day except for today. Baseball every day. We missed out on game 1 of the finals. We got here too late.
Yeah.
Then I bet on the Stanley Cup finals. Lost that. So yeah, I'm probably 0 for 7, 0 for 8. But today I make it all back, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is where we get it back. Get it back before you leave. Cash out and leave.
Yeah,
it was a little rant too.
Yeah, it was actually pretty exciting because I had money on the Braves game and we were there.
Yeah.
So it made it fun, like live money and
Oh, for sure.
And then I got screwed because Ronald Acuna got a hit. I needed him to steal a base. He stole the base, but they challenged it. He was out.
It came off the bag.
Yeah, it came off the bag, so that kind of took some thrill out of it. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A shout out to Chase Field. It's actually a really nice stadium.
I actually really liked it.
I enjoyed it. It was an open stadium, and it was actually a perfect night for it.
Yeah.
Because
hot dogs are $3.
Hot dogs are $3. John brought 3.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, I brought 3, and Tyler ate one of the wieners.
But yeah, shout out Chase.
He loves wieners.
Chase Field, great stadium. It was a perfect night for it. But yeah, shout out Chase Field. Well done.
It was a really cool looking stadium. Yeah. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we also woke up early for the FA Cup final.
Yeah, we
No,
did.
another sport I lost in. I forgot about soccer.
He's like, thanks for bringing that
Oh,
up.
bro, I forgot. I took the
I'm
over.
going to say this, though. Fuck Manchester City. Can I say fuck?
Oh, yeah. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? They've done nothing. They are a new club.
Yeah.
No one likes them. They can't even sell out their stadiums.
Yeah.
And Manchester United will be back next year.
Yeah, I took the over on corners. I think we only had 6.
Yeah.
It was 9.5, and they got 6.
Well, the game started off with a bang. They scored in 13 seconds. I had never seen that before. I was looking at my phone, and next thing you know, the announcer's going wild, and I missed the entire thing. I hit the over,
Yeah.
and then I hit the over on goals. I took it 2.5. It was 3-1.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, and then
2-1.
I hit that, but then I did lose the over on corners.
Yeah. I knew I was going to lose the over on the corner, so I faded myself, and I just took Man City straight up and won my money back.
Attaboy.
I actually hit a couple bets.
John's had a good weekend, actually.
I hit 3 straight bets. What is it? 3 straight bets on the Braves?
Yeah.
I hit Friday, I hit yesterday, and I hit today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I only deposited actually $50, but DraftKings had a thing whereas if you deposited money and made a $5 bet,
Yeah,
you got 200 bonus.
200, nice.
Lost that $200 bonus in every bet that I bet with that bonus. But still, when I actually bet my own money, I won.
Nicola with an assist. I'll take that.
Yeah, so I won 170 last night on the Braves game. I think Friday night I won 50, I think it was.
Yes.
But then I bet that. And I bet all of that money on yesterday's game. Hit that one, and then I won today and honestly in exciting fashion too, because Rosario hit that grand slam.
Yeah, he jumped in the pool. You came out of the house and jumped right into the pool.
Damn right I did.
I attempted a beer bong and it totally failed. That came out too fast.
But we did the beer bong together.
Yeah, we did a double beer bong. I had to do a solo one. I sucked at that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always fun when we're out here. We get to gamble. We get to drink a bunch. Jam's always a fantastic host.
Yeah, good food.
Yeah, great food. We had yesterday. What did we have yesterday? We had Jammin made burnt ends. Pork belly burnt ends.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese I made.
Potatoes and chili.
Potatoes and chili. I with some burgers back yesterday.
And then Jammin's a pie with the...
Oh yeah, tell them about the pie, Jam.
Yeah, we made a TikTok pie.
Yeah.
Except TikTok did pineapple concentrate.
Whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Cream
16
cheese.
ounce whipped cream.
Cream cheese.
What is it, 8 ounce? 12 ounce?
I think it was 8 ounce whipped cream cheese.
16 ounce Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Pineapple
Then
concentrate.
pineapple concentrate.
And that was it.
So
It was supposed to be those 3 ingredients.
And I decided to add a whole jar of
Marshmallow fluff.
Bingo.
And it worked.
Fantastic.
It really did. I felt like that set it over the top.
Yeah, all that on the pie tin with the graham
It
cracker
just
crust.
got weird when Ivan tried to put it on my nipple and lick it
Yeah.
off. That was the
Well,
only weird
when in
part
Rome.
about it.
Yeah. Navi's had a rough weekend when it comes
I've had a very rough weekend, if we're being honest. Very, very rough. But one thing I discovered here in Arizona...
Love you, Mrs. Esparza.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're talking to Bailey. So we were where did we see the Baja Blast thing at? Fries?
Total Wine.
We're at Total Wine, and Jammin pointed out the Baja Blast. If you know Baja Blast, they're at Taco Bell. But now they have a hard cider. It was the OG Baja Blast, pineapple, mango, and fruit punch. They're pretty damn good.
They're really good.
We finished a 12 pack
Game changers,
yesterday,
yeah.
and then we got a 24 pack today, and we've had a couple already.
Had a few.
But yeah, I've never seen those before.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's always fucking fun when we're up here. That's like I look forward to coming. Baby V Vero couldn't come this weekend. She had to work.
No, let's face it. I scared her away.
Nicole,
She won't come. She doesn't like me.
Yeah. So since Vero wasn't here, me and Jammin have just been taken out on Ivan.
Yeah, it's been bad for me. It's been very, very bad.
I'm rubbing his back.
okay,
as
there
he
you
says
go.
that.
But before we jump into Brewski 3, I had a question I wanted to ask specifically to you guys. Like, this is, if you could think of like movies, sports teams, in movies though, it can't be true stories. It can't be like Remember the Titans or something like that. But if you could be on a sports team from a movie, which team would you want to be on? But you cannot say the Sandlot. Jammin, I'm going to let you go first.
Let Ivan go first. I'm still thinking.
I'll go
gotcha.
first. I'll go first. You ever seen the movie Pleasantville? With Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon?
Banger movie.
They never lose. They're undefeated. They're 100 and something to know. I want to be on that too because they make literally every basket. And I want to be that.
When they shoot it in the gymnasium?
Yeah, they make shot after shot. They're all around the 3-point line and they all shoot and they make it. That's the team I want to be on.
How many takes do you think that took?
Probably 6 or 7, hopefully. But yeah, put me down for the Pleasantville team because I don't have to do anything. Because when I shoot, I know it's going in.
What color were they? Like when they turned to color, it was like
I think it was red and white
Red,
or something
I think
like
it was red
that.
and white
It
was
was
their
either red and
colors.
white or blue and white. Well, it's just a classic color.
yeah.
Give me that one. That's my serious answer. The joke answer is going to be the big green.
Big green. Okay.
There you go.
Well, I was gonna say the blind side, whatever team that big guy's on.
Well, that's a true story.
I
it's a true
feel
story,
like
though.
I would like to be a big black guy adopted by Sandra Bullock.
Oh Jesus!
I'll accept that
There you go.
answer.
I would let her put me to bed every night
There you go.
if that's what she wanted.
I'm jumping in on that answer now.
See? Told you. Fucking coming out with bangers over here. No, easy answer, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's actually
why
a good one.
Joshua Jackson is a hottie.
Would you be on the Ducks or would you be on the Hawks?
I'd be on Joshua Jackson.
There you go. Okay, there you go.
Young Joshua Jackson.
Yeah.
Charlie Conway, baby. Number
Yeah.
96.
Oh, I was about to ask you what number he wore.
Yeah.
Number 96.
Dude, I don't forget.
There's no Adam Banks, but
Autumn Banks carried that team, let's be honest. District
Percy's-
5. District 5, what a shitty name.
Casey's still
Yeah.
the best character of Joshua Jackson, but yeah,
yeah.
hottie.
Yeah. My joke answer would be the Chatham Maze.
Oh, from Summer Catch?
Get to hang out with Billy Brubaker.
Freddie Prince?
Yeah. Van Lee.
You don't
Van
even
Lee-
say the chick, you say Billy Brubaker.
Yeah, who doesn't want to hang? I mean, yeah. I mean, Jessica Biel was hot in that movie, obviously.
Oh, I forgot, yeah. And Brittany Murphy's in the movie, too.
Yeah.
Pre-death.
You know what's sad though?
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. You know what's sad?
fine.
My son's looking at us. He has no idea what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
No idea.
No.
Yeah.
You don't know the Chatham Maze?
Yeah. One of my favorite things
Probably not.
is the intro to that movie when he's just like, he's all Bagwell,
Mo Vaughn.
Biggio, Mo Vaughn, the Big Hurt. And he's like talking about all the
All
guys.
played
like,
at the Cape.
Yeah, all played at the Cape.
The Cape Cod League.
Yeah. What does he say? He's like, I just want to know what inning you're going to do. He's like, what inning you're going to self-destruct.
Oh, what fucking dad says that? What a scumbag.
Yeah. Oh, his brother says that.
Oh, was it the brother? Oh.
And when he's all, the big bad brew is back. Mm-hmm. A serious one would probably be, because that one, I feel like that team would just be fun to play.
Yeah.
Favorite two, well, my serious one would probably be, it's still funny too, is Major League.
That would be fun.
Oh yeah.
Playing with Rick,
Major
playing on the
League.
Indians with Rick Vaughn.
I might play on the Brewers with Mr. 3000 just to witness history.
Oh, there you go.
How about the Little Giants? Because you can just
Oh,
mow down
yeah.
some
Yeah,
little
it's true.
As a
kids.
kid,
Dude.
that'd been fun.
They probably need a tight end.
One
They have-
time?
Like not.
One time?
What did you say? You beat Kevin O'Shea down Cherry Hill?
All right, that's a shot at me.
Okay, sorry. Whoops.
But yeah, Big Green. I mean, Little Giants would be fun.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be a fun one. I'm gonna
You'd have to
on,
play. Who's your running back? Because they
Johnny?
have a little fullback.
Johnny?
Oh yeah, that could suck. I would be the
No, it
full-
was
I'd be
the
the-
girl, right? Wasn't
But
she the
I'm
running
Johnny.
back?
Icebox was the fullback and the linebacker.
It's my
Yeah.
niece. She's
Yeah,
pissed.
She's pissed.
Classic movie.
Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Gunner.
The Heisman Trophy.
4 touchdowns in one game. Poke high.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think Little Giants would
Yep.
work.
That'd be a good one.
Rudy would be fun too with Notre Dame.
That's a real
Because Jonathan cries when he watches that.
Oh,
movie.
it's a great movie.
Even though he's a USC fan, he
Oh,
cries.
I said it yesterday. That movie and We Are Marshall. I'm a blubbering piece of shit.
Can we talk about the movie yesterday Ivan was crying about? What was that?
Instant Family. Shout out.
Family.
I only
It's not
saw
a sports movie, but this guy was crying like...
I only saw 15 minutes of it. Now I have to go home and watch it.
This guy was crying like he crossed the border and someone had took it in.
Christ.
I'm leaving it in.
There was it's the one with Mark Wahlberg and the chick from Jackie
Roseburn.
Yeah, she played Jackie Q in Again with the Greek. It was actually pretty good, so I have to watch it now when I get home.
It's a really good movie. Kyla made me watch that movie. I was like, holy crap, it's fucking really
I have to
good.
watch it when I get home.
Damn you, Kyla.
Yeah, so shout out Instant Family. I'm gonna watch it when I get home. I think it was on Paramount Plus.
It was...
I don't know. I think it is on Paramount.
It was on
Plus,
Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Was it? We don't have that. So Ken was watching on something else.
There you go.
Or did you only get the month?
Well, then we'll go.
There we go.
Oh, we got one more beer, and then after that, stay tuned for the interview. And
We
then
got
stay
3
tuned
more.
For but that's for the outro.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jammin's cracking this one open. What brewery is this one from, Jam?
This one is the Flying Basset.
Ooh, like a Basset
It's
ham?
called a Klingon.
There you
From
go.
Gilbert, Arizona, West Coast style IPA, 6.8, 70 IBUs, whatever that means.
Oh, that's gonna be a bitter one.
Oh, great.
How far away is Gilbert from you? From
About an hour.
okay, not bad.
Yeah, about an hour.
Oh, it's a little dark for a West Coast, but it's pretty good.
Oh, it's
And then-
dark. I'm going to pour
smells pretty good,
myself like a shot. And then we'll do a shot of banana cream pie before.
Oh yeah, we found, what is it called? Smoky
Yeah.
or something? Smoky.
Old Smoky banana
Old Smoky.
cream pie.
Yeah, we got the banana cream
Fantastic.
pie. It was actually pretty good. I was looking for that's not mine. That my cup is in my hand. I don't know whose cup that is. No,
Your cup.
that's a mixed beer. I don't know what that. I'm not drinking that. I don't even know what that is.
You're gonna have to drink it.
There might be 2 beers mixed in that.
No, there's not.
Cheers, boys.
Stop being a baby.
I don't even know what's in here. Jesus Christ. Jesus. I'm not even gonna give it an honest. I don't even know what this is.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I don't know what this is.
It is this Klingon.
But there was already a beer in here.
Do what? Drink it, pussy.
No, I'm drinking, but I don't know what I'm
No,
tasting.
but drink
Yeah.
the one before.
I can't. You poured it in there with the one before.
So I'll go first on this. I am not a big
IPA guy.
bitter
Yeah.
beer guy, so sorry for whoever did this.
That's all right.
I'm going to do a 5-1.
That's fine. I mean,
I feel like that's fair.
you're not a West Coast IPA
Yeah,
guy.
like I'm
That's
trying to be
understandable.
nice to the
No,
brewer,
but
'cause they
you're
work
also
hard.
like more like a Pilsner, like lager kind of guy.
I am a Busch Light guy. So
There you go.
I need a
You're
taster
wrong.
because I don't know because I tasted 2 beers in one.
Yeah.
No, you did not.
This one, I
Yes, it's definitely 2 beers in one.
I actually like. I don't mind this one. I'm not gonna say I like it. I don't mind it. Like if,
Actually not bad.
if somebody gave me one, I would probably say I'm gonna give it a 6.5. This isn't a knock on their brewery or anything like that. I mean, because
That's a good score.
yeah,
actually.
6.5, 6.5's okay. For being a West Coast, it's usually like a lot of times you see West Coast are like super clear. But then again, I don't know how long this was sitting on the shelf. So like I said, this isn't a knock on them or anything like that. I'm gonna put 6.5 for me.
Okay. Fair.
I think I tasted a 6. I don't know. There's 2 beers in my cup.
Shut up! You tried mine. It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. It's
Yes,
completely
it
different.
is.
I'll go with a 6.5. I tried Jammin's and it wasn't
Yeah.
bad. But mine is completely different. I don't know what the fuck is in mine.
Shout out to Walter Station Brewery.
Yeah,
Feel
that
like
one was
this.
good from Hazing, Arizona.
You want to send me a case of hazy Arizona? I'll take it all day.
Nicola with a point. I'll
Stuff's
take
good.
that.
There you go.
Perfect.
All right, so make sure you guys stay tuned for after the interview for the outro. We're gonna do 2 more seltzer reviews, and then you'll be able to hear the Bro Code article of the week.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I have a very special guest today. It's another Instagram Spotlight episode, and this was with Rachel Benkowski. How you doing today?
I am great. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. You know, I always say they're trying to get through life one beer at a time.
That is the truth.
Yeah. And I just wanted to be able to kind of start. So to promote your Instagram, can you tell the listeners what your Instagram handle is?
Sure. Yeah, it's at brews.with Benkowski.
Love the name.
Yeah, it's an old nickname. My last name is Benkowski, and so people started calling me Beerkowski instead. So
Oh, love that. Love that. And
it works.
like
It
we
works.
always do to start every exactly. And to start every episode, we gotta crack a brewski. So what beer are you gonna be drinking today?
So I have one started, admittedly, but
That's okay.
I'm going to crack open this Great Notion IPA after that.
Love that.
So
Love that. Oh,
it's a hazy with fruit, so it's a fruited hazy, which
okay.
sounds
That sounds
lovely.
pretty good.
So
Yeah, the one I'm drinking today is from Evans Brewing in Corona over here, and from Pollination. Evans Brewing, and this one's called Pollination. It's a honey blonde ale.
ooh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, and it looks like they won the 2022 World Beer Cup they won a bronze award in the 2022 World Beer Cup for honey beer. So it should be pretty tasty.
Yeah.
There we go. I always try to crack it in the mic there.
That's the good sound.
Always.
Yeah.
And I want to tell like the listeners too, like how we kind of got connected too was through Chris. Like he's a mom. I always try to say it right, but it always comes out French when I say it. So, but he was
okay.
such.
It sounds super fancy.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. And how did you guys meet each other?
So he was the administrator of the blind taste test of my certified Cicerone exam when I took it back in January in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, he was fantastic and gracious and very, very passionate about what he's doing, and we resonated really well, like immediately. And after the exam was over, he said, "Hey, I work for Pure Project. There's a tap room like literally 2 miles up the road. If anyone wants to come over there, I'll show you around and we can share some beers together." And so, of course, I did that. And
there you go.
It was a lot of fun. He opened up some special bottles and told us what the best beers were to try at that time. And it was great. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's he's like I was going to say, not try to sound like, but he's just like a sweetheart. He's like a really nice guy, like a genuinely nice person.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Yeah. And genuinely excited about talking about beer to anyone that is interested in hearing him speak about it. So cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers. And let's go ahead and jump on in. Oh, it smells delicious. Oh yeah, that is tasty. Mm-hmm. And so I always see with Chris doing like the whole beer education. How did you get into that aspect of it?
Well, so it kind of goes way back. So, so beer education. So I have a academic history of history and archaeology and learning about civilization, how it started, all of that good, wonderful stuff. So ancient Egypt is actually my specialty. I have a graduate degree in Egyptology.
Okay.
Beer is a insanely massive and crucial part of our development as human beings in creating society and civilization as we know it. So for me, talking about beer and why it's so important kind of stems from that part of my world. And when I started the Cicerone program, that's when I really saw an opportunity to start teaching people about beer. How to drink it, what they should be looking for, how they can learn their unique palate, and express to their beer tenders what it is that is good for them. Being a beer tender myself, sometimes it's really hard for people to communicate what it is that they think that they want or what it is that they actually do want or need. People tend to hear like these buzzwords. like hazy or juicy, but when you ask them more detailed questions, they don't actually know what they're saying to you.
Yeah.
So I love educating people about beer history, of course,
Yeah.
but also what beer is to them and what they need from their beer servers. What can give them the best experience possible.
Yeah, and that's, to me, that's awesome, because if you can educate, like, like your beer tender, stuff like that, or just people that are serving it, because so many times people walk into a brewery and they ask, like, oh, well, what do you recommend? Or like, what kind of notes come from this specific beer? Like you said, whether it's like, something, they'll put the tagline juicy on it, or hazy, or a West Coast IPA. Not everybody, when they're going into it or going into a brewery, will always know what a West Coast IPA is. Or, a rice pilsner or a Czech pilsner, stuff like that. And that, to me, that's super awesome to be able to educate those kind of, to educate the beer tenders. So, because when you do go in, you can get those recommendations. And I always kind of refer to, when you're going into a brewery, like, because sometimes people just like seltzers, but they'll come into a brewery to check it out and stuff like that. It's like them finding their gateway drug into craft beer, because not everybody likes the bitterness of some IPAs and stuff like that. So that's really cool that you do that.
And I mean, it's just fun. I just love getting people excited about beer, whatever that is for them and their unique experience. I think when you, as a consumer and as a beer server, can express this excitement, that's contagious. And I think that's really important. Like when you walk up to the bar and your beer server's like, yes, like, so happy you're here. Like, what do you like? Like, let's get you the best beer you've ever had in your life. And then it's like, oh my God, like, I'm so excited to be here now. Like, yeah, let's experiment. Like, let's see what you guys got on the menu. That's what I want beer to be for everyone, because there's still some weird stigmas around beer, and let's break that shit down, because,
exactly.
Not the man's drink. Beer does not make you fat. Beer does not make you super full. Like, there's a beer for everyone on this entire planet. I believe that wholeheartedly.
100%. And you, when you bring it up, like the archaeology thing and the Egyptian stuff, I mean, it's like you're Indiana Jones. You're the Indiana Jones of beer, I feel like.
That's cool. I mean, I would love to be.
I was a huge indie fan growing up, so I just had to say it.
I mean, who wasn't? Unless, you weren't into like adventure and history. But...
unless you weren't into cool stuff, Yeah. Well, that's cool. Like, and how long have you been doing like the beer education and like the history and all of that stuff?
I started working in the beer industry in 2018.
Okay.
But I didn't start the Cicerone journey and the beer education journey until 2020. And I didn't start really taking beer education seriously until 2021. So that was after I started feeling a little bit more confident in what I knew about beer. I took my time with the Cicerone exam. I took 2 years to study for it and take the exams.
Okay.
Because I'm busy. Like, I do what I can.
Oh yeah. Life's crazy.
Yeah. So in 2021, I had this idea. I approached the owners of the brewery that I work for, Bone Haus Brewing, and I said, "Hey guys, we should do a beer school, and we're gonna create like a flight experience, and we're gonna kind of model it around how a wine tasting would be, but it's gonna be beer, and it's gonna be unique because I'm a historian, so I can talk to the people about weird history things that they probably don't know about beer. Mm-hmm. And then I can practice all my Cicerone stuff by talking about the styles, color, clarity, head retention, brewing processes, all this sort of stuff. We'll put it all together in like one informal hour of beer school, where people can come in and get 4 or 5 ounce pours and hear me yabber on about beer, and they can ask any questions that they want. And my bosses were like, hell yeah, let's do it.
That's awesome.
And so that's kind of when I started taking it a lot more seriously.
Yeah, that's really cool, though. I mean, honestly, congratulations on that, because, I mean, as I love beer, and like I've never homebrewed, I've never done anything like that. I want to get into that aspect of it, but for you to be able to, to do everything you're doing right now with, obviously your website, and we'll plug that in just a moment. But just like your overall like vibe and everything that we've talked about, even just in the first 10 minutes of the show, like, congratulations on all that. That's really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And I want to echo, actually, we'll talk about the website first, because sometimes I just go off on tangents, so I apologize.
Yeah, tangents are cool.
Yeah. But I want to promote the website. It's brewswithbenkowski.com, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And to tell us more about the website.
So the website's just kind of a very, very brief breakdown of who I am, what I'm working on, things I've already accomplished, where you can find me if you need me in the state of Arizona. I've done beer history podcast episodes with a good friend that lives here in Phoenix, Greg Miner. Yeah, he does Cold Brew podcast.
Okay.
So I have beer history segments on his podcast. So all of that is archived there, along with some other like YouTube beer school archival things. And then if you're interested in beer school in any capacity, whether it's, at your brewery or your tap room, or if you want to do a private event, I am here for you.
That's awesome. And how long have you been in Phoenix?
My family moved here in 2001, so I've lived here a while.
Okay.
I've come and gone a few times during that span, but I do not anticipate that I will ever be leaving ever again.
Okay. Hey, yeah. And I really like it out there, because I mentioned to you a little bit before we started actually recording. Yeah, my cousin lives in Anthem.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be out there in June yet to record with the guys from OHSO. But I mean, there's a lot of like the craft beer scene. I feel like in Arizona, it just keeps growing and growing. Like, yeah, my cousin also has a place in Munns Park. I don't know if have you ever been?
Yeah, no, it's nice up there.
It's gorgeous, and it's not far from Flagstaff. And there's I think it's Mother Road is one of them. Like, there's quite a few breweries out there. Tell us more about like the craft beer scene in Arizona, or Phoenix for that matter.
So the Phoenix metropolitan area is absolutely massive. I believe Maricopa County is the biggest county in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So it's like over 500 square miles.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that is Maricopa County. So that's what's considered like the Phoenix Valley. When you hear people refer to the Phoenix Valley, that's the greater metropolitan area of Phoenix, which is like in the top 10 biggest cities in the United States, I think.
Wow.
But within the Phoenix Valley, there's like over 75 breweries. And so that's just the Phoenix Valley. And then you get outside to the other bigger cities like Tucson, Flagstaff. Further up north, there's like Page, and then way down south, there's like Tombstone and Bisbee and Sonoyta. So there's a lot of breweries in the state of Arizona for sure. And Phoenix is, massive. There's a lot.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to get out and check some of them out. But speaking of, since you work at Bone Haus, like, what's the where are they located? Where in Phoenix are they?
So we are in the far east valley of the greater Phoenix Valley. And we are the only brewery in Fountain Hills, which is a little teeny tiny town. And that's also where I live. But it's perfect. So the brewery is situated like on the border of Fountain Hills and Scottsdale. Most people have heard of Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm.
It's famous for like the Waste Management Open, all the other like golf things. the Arabian Horse Show, all that stuff. So we're really close to the bigger, more happenings that are going on, but we can still maintain our little, small hometown feel. So
That's awesome.
It's really nice. Yeah. I like working there a lot.
Do they do all different styles there, or I'm trying to think of the right word to say. Sometimes I have, there's a brain fart every once in a while. They're all different. Like, do they like to brew all different styles? Do they do seltzers too, or what all do they do at Bone Haus, or they just kind of mix it up?
So, the heart and soul of us actually was rooted in darker beers.
Okay.
Browns and stouts and porters. So when we first opened, we really kind of focused on those. As we kind of stretched our legs, got a couple of different brewers in, we're really expanding. We have one brewer who's super passionate about hazies.
Okay.
So he's really trying to hone in like all the beautiful intricacies that he really loves to express as a brewer.
Yeah.
We always have a German lager on tap. We always try to have some sort of stout or a porter on tap for all those dark beer fans.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a system for a sour, so we don't have any sours. And then I've heard rumors that we're going to have a couple of seltzers over the summer. So
okay.
We're gonna expand a little bit in there.
Yeah, and I know because obviously I was going to say for most listeners that you think like it does get warm out in Phoenix. I know it gets hot during the summer. Does it change when it comes to, because I know like water is obviously really huge when it comes to the brewing side of it. Does the heat ever change any of that out there because it does get so hot?
As far as like when we're brewing?
Yeah.
So we have struggled in the past with maintaining temperatures for lagering in the summertime. Yeah, absolutely. Fortunately, with ales, we can control that pretty easily.
Yeah.
So we kind of try to keep our lagers maybe more towards the cooler months. But we recently expanded our facility, so we are at twice the capacity we were at a year ago.
That's awesome.
So that newer area is a little bit more temperature controlled. So I think this summer things will be different for us.
That's really cool. I mean, and it just like you love to be able to see, because obviously there's like the big names out there, but you love to be able to see like the craft beer community just continue to grow and grow. And I feel like there's a new brewery out every 5 minutes. It feels like. Yeah. But I mean, but how awesome is that you get to, go to a different place or try a new beer here or try a new beer there. And like how you mentioned about the brewer that's really into hazies, you can kind of tweak or like fine tune your recipe but you're always wanting to kind of change things too, because there's always different, there's different hops every year. I feel like. So there's always something new. There's their experimental hops and all these different things. Did you ever try to get into the brewing side of it as well, or?
I would really like to delve into that a little bit more. Right now, I do have a day job, so Bone Haus is not my full-time gig. So of course the brewers are brewing during normal work hours. But by the end of this year, it is my plan to transition into beer full time. And so
awesome.
Then I hope to, if they will have me, help. Yes.
That's awesome. I'd love to do something like that. Eventually we want to, my brother and I have been talking about for a while, getting one of those Brewzillas, just a home brew kit. From a place out here, just to be able to try it, because you never know. I mean, I'm sure the first batch it's going to be like, they always say the first pancake is the throwaway. So, I mean, it could be something like that, but I mean, beer's beer, we'll drink it. So,
yeah, well, and if it's a 5-gallon batch, it won't take you long to brew another one, so it's okay.
Oh, for sure. And I did want to ask you too, because you also have a foundation, and we were talking about, because I'm wearing, for the people listening that won't be able to see this, like, I'm wearing a Brew Yard t-shirt, and you have a foundation that's doing a collab with them. You said, correct? Yeah. Tell us about the foundation.
Sure. So I am one of the founders of the nonprofit organization called the Beer Babes Family. My co-founder, she lives in Montreal. So
Okay.
we are an international organization. And so myself and my co-founder, we both work in the industry. And we saw a need for helping women on the business side of the beer industry. So everyone's familiar with Pink Boots Society.
Oh yeah,
At least
love Pink
most
Boots.
folks are. So they're a wonderful scholarship program. So they help women get into the beer industry. But once you're in the industry and you're trying to improve your business, there's nothing out there that is beer centric that's there to help women.
Mm-hmm.
So Roxy and I decided that we would start a charity organization. And the way that we would raise money would be collaborating with breweries to brew our brand of beer. So it's called Babe Brew.
Okay, love that.
Here's a example. So this
there you
was
go.
a Babe Brew by Chatty Monks, which coincidentally Chris said was the first brewery he ever worked for.
Yep.
I thought that was wild.
Yeah,
he said that. I was like, oh my God, Chatty Monks.
Yeah, full circle.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, we do collaboration beers with breweries that want to work with us, and then some of the proceeds from the sales of that beer comes back to the Beer Babes family, and then we have a business grants fund. So if you are a woman in the beer industry and you're trying to improve your beer business, so let's say you're a brewer and you need a new fermenter, you can apply for our grant. If you are a tap room owner and you want to invest in the greatest and best new faucets for your tap room, you can apply for our grant. So it's a way to help women when they're already in the beer industry improve their business. So that's what we do.
I love that. Because, and I was actually, I had, you said she was from Montreal, correct? Your partner?
Yes, Roxy,
okay.
Montreal.
I had on just a couple weeks ago on episode 9, I believe it was, with I had her name was Chelsea Tessier. She was from Edmonton, and she started her own brewery over there. She was owner, head brewer, and even some of like I had a female. Her name was Lydia. She was working for Oak Flower, and she brewed some stuff with Pink Boots, like some of the Pink Boots hops.
Uh-huh.
And I love being able to get women on the show too, because I mean, I know it can. Well, sometimes I feel like it can be. There's obviously so many males in the industry, but to be able to hear the story from the female perspective and what it takes to to get through it and what you're doing right now to be able to grow that is awesome.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
You just do what you feel you need to do in the moment. I mean, when Roxy and I first met, we were just friends, we had no intentions of doing anything other than just being beer buddies, and it's crazy where the universe can take you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, like sometimes you're going in one direction and then like, some life takes you in the other direction. I was kind of bring it back to I don't know if you ever played the board game Life, but like you'd spin the wheel and wherever you'd go.
Yep,
Sometimes you end up with 10 kids, sometimes you end up with no kids, and then sometimes you end up with a whatever job, and but that's
that's life.
Yeah, to quote Frank Sinatra, that's life.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and how did you and Roxy meet? Because obviously her being in Montreal and you being in Arizona, how did that come about?
Yeah, so we were a product of COVID.
Okay.
And the story is kind of silly, but I think most beer people can relate to this, maybe, or beer Instagram folks. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was drunk scrolling one night.
It happens.
As we tend to do. And speaking of that, I'm going to crack another.
There you go.
Beer.
I love it. Sounded great.
So I was scrolling one night and I ran across Roxy's profile. It was in like my, suggested whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And beer smells really good.
Yeah.
And I clicked on it because she was talking about beer, history, and the city of Montreal. So the city
Okay.
of Montreal is one of my favorite cities in the whole wide world. The food is wonderful. The beer is wonderful. The people are great. You feel like you're in Europe, but you're in North America.
Yeah. Everybody's speaking French.
Yes, I absolutely love it. So I clicked on this post that she had made, and I scrolled through her profile. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is so cool. Like, we're the same. Like, she's talking about beer and history. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent her a message, and I just said, hey, I really dig your content. I love Montreal. I love beer. I love history. Let's be friends, essentially.
That's awesome.
She was like, oh. Yeah.
And
the interwebs is crazy.
But how cool is that, though? Because, I mean, I was actually just recording yesterday with this guy named Anthony from Philly, from Philadelphia. We've never met each other, but, he listens to the show, and he, because I do the Instagram spotlight stuff. And he was just like, hey, man, just wanted to let you know I dig your stuff, and you always mention if you want to do an Instagram spotlight just to message you. I was like, yeah, dude, so he sent me a message one day, and we hit it off. And like, one of the things I love about doing this is, because sometimes you can, I mean, I do love talking to brewers and owners or like, brand managers, all that sort of stuff. But when I can have conversations like this is like what it would be if we were sitting in a tap room,
Right.
And, like, oh, hey, you're drinking this, we're drinking the same beer, or we ordered the same beer. And we can talk about that beer, and we can talk about, because you start off talking about the beer, and then you end up talking about your whole life. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, to me, that's the best part about this whole aspect, being able to just sit there across from somebody and be able to just have a genuine conversation and enjoy and knock back a few beers.
Yeah. And I think that's a really great and important point. And so one thing about Bone Haus is that we don't have any televisions.
Okay.
And that is a huge part of our branding, in that we want to encourage people to talk to each other.
That's awesome.
And that whole aspect of the pub culture, where communities and people come together either through moments of happiness or loss, or just simply needing to feel humanity. Beer is literally like the thing that brings us all together in that moment. Yeah. Historically, that's the end of the story. Like, it was the people that were making the beer, more specifically the women that were making the beer, that were selling the beer and bringing people together to just be humans and to enjoy company and to enjoy beautiful, delicious beers.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge part of why beer is so special to us as humans.
Yeah. And that's awesome because, I mean, I remember, my first, I think, deep dive into craft beer was like Stone, Arrogant Bastard, but I was like 18. I wasn't supposed to be drinking. But, and you try, I remember trying that one for the first time. It was like a double bastard. And I was just like, oh man, that's rough. But I mean, that was like my first kind of, like I said, my first deep dive into it. And then I remember thinking like Pyramid way back when was like, oh, that's craft beer. But
I love Pyramid. I drink so much Pyramid.
Pyramid Hef back in the day. But I was, 19 years old,
So much of that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff, though, like those memories, and like you were saying, like, and I think that's really cool that the brewery does that, because if you can have just a genuine conversation, you might make a friend for life. And like you and Roxy started a charitable foundation, and how, I'm not trying to sound sentimental, but like how really like awesome is that? Like deep down, like to think that you guys just met on Instagram and were able to do that, just like, I think, when we reached out to one another on Instagram after Chris's episode, or after I was promoting Chris's episode, we can just have we've never met each other before, but we can have a conversation, and like what you guys are doing at Bone Haus, I think that's really cool.
It's fun. It's fun at like being behind the bar. It's fun to watch people interact with each other, and you'll find that people will have really interesting conversations, or they'll find out that they're from the same hometown somehow, or they went to the same college, or whatever. It just, you can make really good, genuine human connections through good beer.
Oh, for sure. And and honestly, like even like beer tenders too, I feel like they're like psychiatrists pretty much, because sometimes you have to listen to somebody's problems.
Yeah,
you can give advice. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. So I mean that's really, I mean, that to me, that's just, I love that, like that genuine connection you can make with somebody and be able to just, have a good time, knock back a few, and that's it.
Yeah. No pressure, no nothing. Just enjoy being a human with other humans.
Exactly. And how was that Great Notion that you were drinking?
It's good. Yes. So pineapple juice invader. So there's definitely the pineapple in here is very prevalent, which I do like pineapple.
Yeah.
And the pineapple, I think, is adding a little bit of bitterness to it as well, which is fine because I like my IPAs bitter.
Same.
Generally. Yeah. So I actually tend to lean more towards West Coasts these days.
Okay.
But hazies are everywhere and they're easy to find. So
very true. I feel like I was actually just talking to a buddy of mine the other day about how hazies, I almost felt like not that the bubble has burst, but I mean it's like, because I mean, hazies got so big so fast.
Yes.
And I feel like it's just maybe tapered off a bit, but I feel like the West Coast are coming back. Like even like the lagers and pilsners are coming back, because as much I love hazies, it could be a double, triple, single, quad, any of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe only like 2 quads if you're drinking out of the tap room or something like that.
What your overall goal is for the day.
Exactly. 100%. But like, I love how like, pilsners are kind of like, pilsners and lagers are really, I feel like they really started to make like a resurgence in the last like year or so. And to me, that's good because, I mean, like you were saying, like lagers, like when it comes to if the temperature goes wrong, it could change everything. Or, whatever you're doing in the brewing process, it could change that entire beer. Where I feel like those are the harder ones to brew.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think that hazies will always be around.
Oh, for sure.
Just because hazy enthusiasts are so enthusiastic about them.
Oh yeah.
And truthfully, they're a gateway IPA.
They are.
They're absolutely crucial to have around all the time. But I do think that the Crispy Boys, the lagers and the pilsners, they're the next hot ticket in American craft beer. And I think harking back to German traditions and Czech traditions and trying to mimic those water profiles and those beautiful malty, roasty, caramelly, biscuity, crackery, white flour, like all those beautiful malty notes coming through in an American craft lager. I'm looking forward to that because German and Czech lagers, I think, are really hard to beat, and I can't wait to see like American craft brewers like try really hard.
Oh yeah.
To not necessarily duplicate, but do what we do best here in America. Yeah. We take what we know and we make it American.
Yeah. Make it your own. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Same. I mean, because those kind of beers, because like I said, I love hazies, and I won't ever say a bad thing about hazy, but I love them. But there are times where you need to switch it up. Like you need, especially like, because it gets hot out there. It gets hot out here. I mean, I know it's not as hot. You guys get more dry heat. I feel like we get some humidity. Yeah. But like if you're on the golf course with your buddies, or if you're like, watching a football game or watching, a soccer game or anything, you can crack open a pilsner and it's refreshing. Or crack open a lager and it's super refreshing. And if it's done right, you're just like, man, that just, it hits the spot.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
And that's so awesome. I'm gonna crack open another one here. This one's called the Dirty Hippie.
Oh.
Yeah, this one. Oh, this is Great American Beer Festival Brewery Group of the Year 2019. Okay, this is from Kern River Brewing.
Okay.
It's an Imperial Red Ale. I didn't even look at this one when I bought it, did I? Let's see if it's Imperial. I don't know what the percentage is going to be. Yeah,
In California, do you guys have the law that you have to put ABV on cans, or can you not? Because in Arizona, it is not law that you have to put ABV on cans.
In California, at least the ones like the like California breweries that I've had, they all have the ABV, but there are times where we'll get stuff from like outside, like Indiana. Indiana doesn't necessarily put their ABV on there. Mm-hmm. This one's 8.5, so it's 8.5%.
Yeah,
here we go.
That's real, baby.
Yeah, I had one the other day. What was it? It was a South African hazy, and it was from Amarok Brewing in Glendale, and it was 9% or 8.5. But then it's like Anthony, shout out to you, because he's super nice guy, and he started his own brewery and doing all that stuff. But every beer I feel is like 8.5 and above. It's like he's just
all day drink.
Yeah, it's like he's just trying to get me hammered. So, I love the color on this one though. This is the Imperial Red. Might have poured that a little hard there.
That's all right.
Gotta let it settle.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you too, like about like what's your favorite style of beer? Like when it comes to, do you lean towards hazies, or do you lean towards pilsners, stuff like that, or what's your thing?
Yeah. So my favorite style would be probably either a saison or a farmhouse, or a Belgian Tripel. And I would lean more towards, say, a saison or a farmhouse style, because I really love the diversity that is in that style.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never really know exactly what that yeast is going to do for you.
Exactly.
And I love surprises and not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So for me, that's exciting. For other people, that's terrifying. And that's why they say, I don't like saisons because I don't know what I'm going to get. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's see what we get, baby. Yeah. I want the saison right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Tripels, God, they're just so, they're perfect for every situation, I feel like. They're high ABV. They're super carbonated. They have beautiful, crisp dryness. And I really love a really phenolic, a spicy, peppery Tripel. Just, I mean, I just love it.
If you like the Tripels, I mean, because I don't know, you said you were talking to Kirk from Brewery Yard, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you get a chance, tell him to send out his triple that he has, his Belgian that he has, and it's, I don't know, I'm a video game nerd, so I nerded out as soon as I saw the can, but it was a Legend of Zelda can, and it looked like from an old the old game artwork for back in the Nintendo days, the original Nintendo. It's really good. Yeah,
I'll have to bug him about that. I know when I was there, the beer that he said he was most proud of was his California Common, which I guess was.
I had that on the show. Yeah, I had that one on the show a couple months ago.
That's a solid style example for that style of beer. I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Yes, California Common was really good. He did one because I'm a Star Wars nerd too. I'm just a huge nerd in general. But he had one called Obi-Wan that was based off of Obi-Wan, and I was made with was it the ube plant or whatever it is? I can't remember what they called it, but it was purple, and it was amazing. It went down. It was super smooth. The color was just when you look at the color, when you pour it in a glass. Because I mean, that's what I love. I've always been a glass guy. Some people I know drinking out of the can, but you gotta pour it in a glass. You gotta enjoy the color. You gotta get that waft from from the pour. And
You gotta let all that goodness out.
exactly. And you talked about the
Yeah.
head retention like earlier.
Yes.
And like if you can get a beer, like I remember I went to, when I first did the rebrand for the tap room, I went to a brewery in Anaheim called Unsung, and he poured me his hazy. The owner did, and we were talking for like 10 minutes, didn't realize, and the head was still there. And
Wow.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
and like that's what, like, that's why I love like that aspect of it, because like he was like, I've been trying to get that. I've been working towards that.
Oh yeah. Well, that must have been very satisfying for him then.
Oh, it was like, yeah.
Yes.
And it was before we started recording. He's like, look at that. He's like, look at that fucking head. You can curse too on here too. I know I hadn't really cursed yet, but he's like, look at that fucking head retention. I was like, it's like, bro, I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I did want to talk too, because I mean, you're talking about being a historian and everything like that. I would love to hear some beer stories. I'm sure the listeners would too, get a little beer history if you have one or two to little.
Oh my goodness. We could be here all night talking about beer history.
That's all right. I mean, hey, Indiana, I want to hear from Indiana Jones.
Oh my goodness. So there's a couple of stories that I like to talk about, maybe more so than others. Well, recently I've been getting a lot of questions about the origins of the IPA.
Okay.
Which is fun to talk about because people think that they know what the story is, but they actually don't. There's a lot of legend and lore around the IPA, and the legend and lore is what is perpetuated, but it is in fact completely untrue. I like to talk about the origins of witches, meaning women brewers, which also perhaps is not true. We don't have any hard and fast evidence that says one way or the other.
Yeah.
And then for talking about like American beer and American craft beer, I love talking about how brilliant the German immigrants were when it comes to working with the ingredients, the indigenous ingredients that we have here in North America that don't necessarily match up with what they had in Europe and how they had to cope and figure things out. So you pick which story you want me to tell.
I'm trying to, like, now I'm like, man, I kind of want to hear a little bit of everything. But the one thing when you mentioned the Germans right now, that interests me, because I always think about, how you can grow one hop in Germany and you can try to bring that same hop over here to grow it, and it's a completely different flavor profile that you get from it.
Sure.
So yeah, we can delve into that one if you like.
All right, good, because that's probably, well, in the top two of those three stories that I talked about. So this story is especially near and dear to my heart because I hail from Milwaukee. That's where I was born.
Okay.
That's where my immigrants from Europe, they came to. They never left. So I love telling this story for that reason. So we all know that German immigrants were coming over to North America in, the early 1800s to the 1850s. And of course, they were bringing with them all of their beautiful lager recipes because beer is absolutely crucial to German culture.
Mm-hmm.
So Germany and North America, specifically like the Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan area, have similar longitudes. Mm-hmm. So barley grows really well in both of these areas. However, there's indigenous, European barley, 2-row barley, and there's indigenous North American barley, 6-row barley. The difference between the two is that the plant physically looks different. So if you think of like the top of like the head of, a piece of grass, mm-hmm. There's like these little beads, these nodes on there. So 2-row barley has 2 rows of nodes. 6-row has 6 rows of nodes. But they're different in protein content. So 6-row barley has more protein and more enzymes in it. And so when the Germans were trying to recreate their lager recipes in the way that they knew how to make it with indigenous North American barley, they were finding that the beer was coming out very hazy. So when you think of a German lager, you don't think of a hazy beer, right?
Yeah, of course. Crystal clear.
So
Yeah.
crystal clear. You can see right through it like water. So they were freaking out. They were like, oh my God, we have a problem. Like, what is going on? So this is when they were really, really smart. And they were using the environment that they were in to recreate their beer as best as they could. So the Midwest has a lot of corn in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like corn is grown everywhere.
Yeah.
So they started adding corn adjuncts into their grain bill. So if you add a low protein grain like corn to a high protein grain like 6-row barley, you can control how hazy or not hazy your beer is.
Okay.
And so this is crucial to American beer in general, because when we think of the big beer companies like Bud Miller and Coors, we think of adjunct beers, corn and rice.
Yeah.
But the whole reason why that began was because the German immigrants were trying to recreate their lager recipes, and they had to be ingenious in how they did it. And while today the use of rice and corn is more for cost prohibitive reasons rather than traditional reasons, but that whole idea came from those German immigrants.
Yeah.
And that's why Milwaukee and Minneapolis and Chicago became the beer capital of the United States, because of those brewers there figuring out how to make really, really good lagers with what they had in their environment.
That's really cool. I mean, because you would think, like, especially with, like, the Germans coming out there. I mean, like, and imagine the trial and error back then, just trying to figure out what it would take to be able to clear up things, or to do whatever they needed to do to put out a good beer.
Well, and how frustrating that must have been, you know?
Without technology.
Yeah. They're like, we've been brewing beer for 1,000 years. Like, we know how to brew beer. Why is this not working?
Yeah. And that's kind of like that first step of, like, realizing that just because you grow something over in your country and then you bring it over here, and that's not going to grow it's not going to grow the same way, because it's a different, it's different. The soil is everything.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's really cool.
You need beer?
Yeah.
You will figure out how to make it.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd love to hear, if you don't mind telling one more. So maybe like the Egyptian stuff, because it going all the way back then. I mean, I know some stuff about, like, the whole the IPA and all of that, all like the India Pale Ales, but would love to be able to hear some of the Egyptian stuff if that's all right. Sure.
So beer was ancient Mesopotamia. So we're talking about modern borders of Iran and Iraq, essentially, is ancient Mesopotamia, generally broadly. And they were around for a little bit before the massive Egyptian civilization. So the Mesopotamians are attributed to inventing civilization as we understand it, and of course with that, beer. So this is kind of the chicken or the egg story. Did fermentation come first, or did farming come first? Mm-hmm. Like, did we start farming and then figure out that we could ferment grains, or did somebody just kind of gather some grains in a basket and leave it out, and the fermentation started, and they tasted it and they said, oh my God, we have to grow this grass more, so we have to start farming it.
Yeah.
There's no way that we will ever actually know that, but we know that civilization and settling down and farming was based around fermentation and bread making. That is the end of the story, and those two things go hand in hand. In fact, a lot of beer was started through using, like, crusts of bread and things. Mm-hmm. And Dogfish Head, actually, if you watched, their Ancient Ale series, it was on Discovery.
Yeah, it's the oldest beer the oldest beer recipe ever found, right? By that Dogfish remade.
Yeah. So that series was, oh my God, for me as a historian,
Yeah.
like that was the coolest show I've ever seen in my whole life, how they recreated all those ancient beers. So yes, they recreated an ancient Egyptian recipe. They called it tahenket, which is bread and beer, which is what the pyramid workers were paid in. And they collected like wild yeast from the air, like they had petri dishes, like we're collecting yeast here from Egypt. But also, an interesting thing about ancient Egypt, so they didn't filter their beer, because they didn't.
Yeah.
So they would actually drink their beer out of like a ceramic vessel with a straw, so that they wouldn't get the floaties and the debris in there.
Yeah.
And so papyrus is something that most people are familiar with when they hear about Egypt.
Yeah.
So it's a indigenous reed that grows in the Nile,
Yeah.
and it's used for a lot of different things. Their version of paper.
Yeah, they have like parchment almost.
Hammered papyrus that was dried and it was rolled into scrolls and stuff like that. But the reed is hollow, so they could use it as a straw, so that they wouldn't have to. So they could let the debris settle in their ceramic vessel, and then they could sip off the top with their straw.
Wow. Hey.
They were so fancy.
Yeah. It's like, they probably putting the pinky up and everything.
I'm sure that they were. The Egyptians thought very highly of themselves.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, probably. I mean, honestly, this has been super fun for me. Like to be able to just have this kind of conversation and be able to, and to learn stuff too. Because, I mean, when you think of beer, you think of just like, at least in America anyway, because it is still so young here compared to where it was, in other countries and continents. And to be able to have this kind of conversation and learn about that stuff. And you saying being from, so you grew up in Milwaukee, you moved over in 2001, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I have to ask, you may not be a sports fan, but are you a Packer fan growing up in Milwaukee or?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because I'm a Packer. I have a cheese head in my closet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I have a cheese head in my closet. I don't think it would fit over my headphones, so.
I have one too.
Yeah.
But I'd have to, it's in a box. I'd have to dig it out.
Oh, it's all good. Aaron Rodgers?
God bless him.
Yeah.
That's all.
We won a Super Bowl, so we can't,
it's like when Brett Favre left us too,
And they
like
both went to the Jets.
I know.
I don't get it.
I know.
At least it wasn't the fucking Vikings, though, am I right?
Oh, I love that you said that right now.
Yeah, I always say, like, there's 4 teams in pro football that I truly hate, and it's the Bears, the Vikings, the Cowboys, and the 49ers.
Okay.
The Lions,
all fair.
The Lions, I'm okay with, because I feel, and I'm sorry, Lions fans, I'm not saying this to just be a jerk, but I know I feel bad because they've been so bad for so long. It's like I want them to do something. Like I want them to be better, and it feels like they are getting better. But I'm hoping Jordan Love's okay. We'll see. But what was it growing up? So, never supposed to ask a lady her age. But what was it like growing up in Wisconsin?
I love Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I would not want to come from anywhere else.
Yeah.
I come from a very blue collar family.
Love that.
Yeah, and actually, my maternal grandfather, both of my grandfathers and grandmothers, actually, my whole family loves beer. It's part of culture up in Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's ingrained in the DNA.
But my maternal grandfather, in the basement, he created a kegerator out of an old refrigerator.
Awesome.
And so I literally have been pouring beer out of a tap since I was 5 years old. It is just in my blood.
Yeah.
Like, Rachel, can you go fill Grandpa up? Yeah, Grandpa, I can go get you a beer.
Yeah.
And run down the stairs with his glass, kind of figure out how to like, okay, it's too foamy. Like, what do I do? Yeah. And, he had this really cool tap handle that I think is long gone, but it was wood and it was carved in the state of Wisconsin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, God, I wish I had that. I don't. But man, oh man. Yeah. So yes, beer has been most of
That's
the good things in my life.
That's cool though, because I mean, it's like it's not just about because sometimes there are people out there that are that would be like, oh, you've been doing this since when? It's like, get out of here, man. Like beer is like beer. At least for me, at least in my family, has always brought people together, and be able to, whether it's beer or whiskey, because I love whiskey too. Like I mean,
yeah,
whiskey is can be a love and hate relationship sometimes, but isn't that with every type of booze?
Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, I think that's really cool that you have those memories with your grandpa and to be able to do stuff like that. Cheese curds,
what about them?
they're amazing. I just wish I had. I need to go to Wisconsin to try real cheese curds.
They're amazing only when they're fresh.
That's so I've heard.
So in Wisconsin, the whole fried cheese curds thing is not a thing. That's
okay.
Yeah, no, that might be like a recent bar, pub, something or other.
Yeah.
But growing up there, I never saw a fried cheese curd on a menu until I left Wisconsin.
Okay.
So if you want good cheese curds, you have to go to the dairy on the days when the fresh cheese curds are available. So up
Love
north
that.
where my grandpa, where I learned to pour the beer out of the homemade kegerator, that would be on like Tuesdays and Thursdays. You go to the dairy and they're unrefrigerated from the get-go. So they pull them off the top. They skim them off and they literally throw them in bags, and then they throw it out onto the sales floor, and they are so fresh and so moist and so squeaky.
I was just gonna ask, how squeaky are they?
They are so, like, it's disturbing how squeaky they are.
That's awesome.
And that is, you literally just have to go to Wisconsin. Yeah. You can't get them like that anywhere else.
May I ask your grandpa's name?
Chester.
Okay, so my grandpa's name was Charles, so pretty close.
Yeah.
Was Chester a Badger as well?
No, he never went to college.
Okay. I was just wondering if he cheered for them or not.
No, I mean, of course he did.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, anything Wisconsin. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Because I was I've never been to Wisconsin. Love USC, like out here in Southern California. Love the Trojans. But I always my dad always told me to pick, you can pick your own team. So I picked a second team, and it was the Badgers, because Ron Dane and all those guys way back when. You
gotta go up there for a game.
I know, I need to. I want to do the jump around and everything like that. I mean, I have to do it.
Yeah, Ascani is one of the most wholesome places. And I mean, yeah, you gotta go.
From what I've heard, it's like the Midwest. I mean, because I have my mom. We were all raised out here, but she, for the last 9 years, she's lived in Kansas. But I love it out there because everybody, you always talk about that Midwest kind of not candor, but that
Midwest nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're 100% right. And be able to, you can walk up to somebody, or if you've tied a few on and you're outside the bar and somebody wants a bum of smoke, they'll,
yeah, or
something like that. You can have a genuine conversation like we're having now. And, but we're out here in California, and I'm sorry for anybody that lives out here, because I've lived out here my whole life, but I mention all the time, you go hiking, you do this or that, and you say, oh, good morning. And they just kind of keep on walking. Where, you get that Midwest kind of feel, or that Midwest love, and be able to, someone say, "Oh, hey, good morning," or "Yeah, I've had a few. Can I bum one of those off you?" Yeah, here you go. Kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you should put that on your bucket list for sure.
Oh, it's there for sure because I always tell everybody, like, all my teams, the only team I cheer for in California is USC. So I need to, my bucket list is to go to all those different places.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it's like, one of those things you can do. And I bet that was, you probably had an awesome childhood because I even have a sister-in-law who's, they call him a Youper up in the Upper Peninsula. So,
yes.
I mean, how cold does it get up there? I mean, I know it's freezing, but I mean, we pretend it's cold out here when it's like 50 degrees. I can only imagine what it's like in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was up there ice fishing in February.
Awesome.
And it was cold. I mean, 0 degrees is like not a big deal.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
If you have a few, you're all right.
Yeah, and you wear a lot of clothes and you drink a lot of alcohol, because that's how historically we have literally made it through those cold winters. So
exactly,
it's camaraderie, it's gathering, it's talking, and it's drinking.
100%.
And that's how we made it through.
Love that.
Like literally. So yeah, I'll preach that till the day that I die, because I hear people talk to me a lot about how bad alcohol is. And sure, anything in excess is bad.
Of course.
Right? But, I feel like there has to be something behind the fact that we have literally evolved as humans in society while drinking beer.
Exactly. And no, 100%, you're 100% right, because, and also I feel like, there are those people that that make alcohol out to be so bad for everybody. But you also, people also have to realize, and those people that say that they're adults. They make their own decisions. And you got to realize, I mean, honestly, I joke around about it, but I mean, I started drinking, not by choice, but peer pressure, stuff like that, when I was like 14, 15 years old, it happens to all of us. Yeah. But I mean, I'm honestly kind of grateful that I started so young, because I've known since I was 21, 22 years old what my limit is. And being able to, all right, well, this one's going to, if I take their shot, it's going to put me over the edge. But then you also kind of learn the tips and tricks of how to handle a hangover too. So,
sure.
Yeah.
It's all good,
Yeah.
Overeating is bad too. It's just like everything in moderation.
Yeah. Well, I go to In-N-Out once a week. I mean, I get it.
In-N-Out's not that bad for you.
Oh, it's not, but In-N-Out's not that bad for you. But I order like a 4x4, but I just go meat and cheese. And people make fun of me because I dunk my hamburger in my shake.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's delicious. But I only go just meat and cheese, because I feel like if you have lettuce and tomato, that would just taste weird in the shake.
Oh, for sure.
But that'd be very weird. Just the meat and cheese is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, In-N-Out's legendary, so.
Oh, for sure. And I did want to ask him, because obviously we're talking about In-N-Out, and before we do end the show, I do want to talk about, because we always do the locals only. So in Phoenix, do you have like some favorite spots? And then we'll jump into the best burger in Phoenix, because I need to go there when I'm there out there. So.
Okay. I did do some research about the best burger in Phoenix.
Okay.
Because Mike sent me his questions beforehand.
Yeah.
And so I have an answer for that. But so my favorite spots to visit in Phoenix. So for like bottle shops or tap rooms.
Yeah. Anything. Restaurants too. Anything you want.
I love Bottle Shop 48 in Tempe. Adam and Kelsey, love them. They're freaking awesome. I try to support like Uber, local, and definitely like women-owned places.
Okay.
So for breweries, that would be like Greenwood Brewing. Megan Greenwood, she was the first woman-owned, woman-brewed brewery in the state of Arizona. I think she opened up around the same time that Bone Haus did. I think maybe a little bit after. So I think they've been around for like 5-ish years. Saddle Mountain Brewing, way out west, also women-owned.
Awesome.
And they've won many, many awards for their beers, so that's freaking awesome. A new one that just popped up is 100 Mile Brewing, also in Tempe. Yeah, and I'm not a huge, so I love food, but I'm not a huge like go out foodie,
Okay.
mostly for budget reasons.
All right, it happens.
I can't afford it. I wish I could, but if I go out just for myself, it's going to be an $80, evening, and I can't afford that.
It happens to the best of us. I get it.
Yeah.
I cook
So
I cook all the time, so I get it.
Yeah. I drink a lot of beer
Yeah.
when I go out.
Hey.
Like, I try to support the breweries, but the restaurants, I need a sugar daddy for that or something.
Hey, and 4-packs are expensive.
They are $20 a 4-pack.
Exactly.
Yeah. But so, and I'm saying that this is the best burger place in Phoenix because I have been here and I have had their burgers.
Love it.
Paradise Valley Burger Company.
Okay.
And they also, so it's in like a shitty strip mall looking situation. But of course, as with most good things that are divey,
100%.
And the guys that run it also own Paradise Valley Pizza Company, which also is absolutely delicious. And they have burgers. They have like a brulee burger, which won a couple of awards here in Arizona. I think it's called the Big Daddy or the Daddy Burger. It's like pulled pork with barbecue sauce and like caramelized onions on top of the burger patty with cheese. That's really good. And then one thing I remember about their pizza place that's next door to their burger place is that they make homemade Doritos and they like crush them up and sprinkle them on their pizza.
So the people that are listening won't be able to see my face, but I'm pretty sure Rachel just saw my face just light up when she said that.
Yeah.
And that sounds pretty freaking good.
Yes.
I mean, and that all sounds like amazing to me. And that's one of the reasons I love doing this too, because like, especially for people in different states, like say you're traveling to Philly, like I was just talking to Anthony the other day. Well, if you're going to Philly, you're going to Edmonton or in Canada, or you're going to somewhere in Nevada or wherever. I want to be able to grow that and be able to, especially to be able to draw people to those breweries and to draw people to those cities. Does Bone Haus, do they have a kitchen or do they do like food trucks?
We don't have a kitchen. Yeah, we have food trucks every day of the week.
I love that.
Yeah, it's our goal to focus on what we do best, and that is beer.
I love that.
And we don't want to cloud that with anything else. And
that's perfect.
God knows there are so many awesome food trucks
there are.
There's no reason for us to have a kitchen when we can bring in that diversity and a different food truck every day of the week. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's small business, supporting small business, and that's the best. I mean, like if you can keep on growing, and especially with all the different. There's so many different types of food trucks now too. It's crazy. They have sushi. I said sushi. I'm not going to edit that out. It's fine.
Knew what you meant. It's good. Yeah.
They have sushi food trucks. They have mac and cheese food trucks. There's there's a million burger food trucks. And to me, that's the best part. Like being able to bring people together through beer and food.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's cool, like it's kind of a reciprocal relationship with breweries and
100%.
Because like there are people that follow the food truck, so then they'll come try your beer, for the first time. And then there's the regulars at Bone Haus that are there drinking the beer anyways. But then, of course, they're going to try the food at the food truck.
Yeah.
So it's this beautiful thing.
Yeah. I call them the norms from Cheers.
Totally.
Yeah. I'm a huge Cheers fan, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Being able to, like, anytime Norm or Cliff walked in, or maybe not when Cliff walked in, but when Norm would walk in, they'd be like, "Hey, Normie."
Yes.
But this has been an absolute blast. I'm like super
I'm super excited that you had me on.
Oh, same. Like just be able, like, and I love that, like, you were able to, like, you saw, like, Chris, like the post I did about Chris, and for you to, like, for you and I to start talking about everything, to just a collaboration, be able to hang out, have a beer, and
appreciate beer.
Yeah. No, honestly, this has been super fun, though. Like, be able to just have a genuine conversation with a genuinely nice person like you. Thank you, Rachel.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Of course. I mean, and that was, like I said, it was just being able to, like, seeing your stuff and, like, seeing your posts and, like, the content that you have. And obviously, like, what you're doing for, like, the charitable foundation, too. If any listener can go out there and help out with that a little bit, that means more to me than anything.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You just do what you do when it feels right, and I think that's what both of us have found ourselves in right now. And so when you see somebody living their passions and wanting to talk about them and share them with the world, then that is what makes people interested in what it is that you were talking about. So
exactly.
I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you even more. I mean, that just, being able to do something like this, it means a lot to me. And I really hope that it means a lot to the listeners and to the craft beer community in general. Because if you can hear a story like that, I mean, and you're Indiana Jones, so.
If you say so, I'll take it.
There we go. Well, thank you again, Rachel, for being on the show. That was can you plug your website and the foundation and your Instagram as well?
Sure. Well, thank you very much, Mike, for having me tonight. I appreciate you and our conversation. Mm-hmm. So my Instagram handle is at Brews with Benkowski. My website is the same, brewswithbenkowski.com. And my charitable organization is beerbabesfamily.com. You go there. You can learn everything you want to know about us. We have our business proclamation. We have our IRS letter on there that shows that we are a legitimate 501c3. You can learn about all of the beer collaborations we've done since we became an organization in 2020. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And of course, if you are a brewer or a brewery and you want to collaborate with us, we are booking for 2024. So, yeah.
Already all the way out there, and I love it because it just shows that everybody's collabing with you guys, and that's awesome.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah, we're booked for 2023. We do one collaboration per month.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Yeah. And like I said, thank you.
Yeah, so Brew Yard is our December collaboration, so I hope to meet you in December.
That would be cool. And what's what kind of beer are you guys doing?
We have not started that sort of conversation yet. So we like to showcase whatever the brewers want to show off. So if that's something experimental, or if that's some sort of style that, like, the brewers are like, this is what we do best, mm-hmm. and we want to do that, then it's free range for them. We just want to support the people that are doing the art. So
love that. And and it could be before then, because we'll be in Phoenix in less than a month. So
yes, hopefully we can hook up.
We can grab a beer at Bone Haus, and we can talk some beer or whatever, just be able to have a good time. Would love to be able to meet you in person. So
Absolutely.
yeah, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
guys, go follow Rachel. She's awesome. And don't forget to stay tuned for the Bro Code article of the week. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. The interview with Rachel. She was super cool. Rick, really awesome to talk to. Obviously, be able to hear a lot of the history about beer and just just being a historian. I called her Indiana Jones a couple times during the episode. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to do a couple bonus reviews here from OHSO. Their seltzers, I'm going to save their beers to do when that episode comes out in 2 weeks. So we're going to drink a couple of OHSO hard seltzers. We're going to start off with this first one, Jam. There you go. Which one is this one, Jam?
So this one is OHSO hard seltzer.
Okay. Like your OHSO hard?
Pog. Passion fruit, orange, and guava.
Oh gosh.
And Navi's not Navi.
Yeah, it's slushy too.
Oh, because you had it in the freezer? It actually smells really good though.
It is.
That's super orange.
I just spilt on myself.
Yeah, shout out to OHSO.
Cool spot.
You didn't have a burger, did you, Mike?
No, I tried their.
You had the
I had
curds.
their jalapeno cheese curds.
I had the PB&J burger. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
We tried to get this seltzer in a pitcher, but because it was a canned, I forgot what
They were sold out.
Yeah, they were sold out, so we had to get the Bright.
Yeah. They were sold out, but not for Mike.
No, yeah, we had to get the Bright. We got a couple pictures of the Bright and the popsicle cycle.
I like that one. Yeah.
I had to drink an entire one by myself. You were off doing the interview with Kale? Was it
Kale and Josh.
And then Jam and me were the only ones sitting there.
Nope.
And then Carlos got there later, but we got a picture of the popsicle cycle. Jam had one glass. He didn't like it, so I had to drink the entire pitcher by myself.
Yeah.
If you like a light beer, Bright is good.
Yeah.
Bright was very, very good.
Yeah, I can't wait to review those on the show. They gave me a whole case of beer, like different ones, so I can't wait to do that when that episode gets released.
Yeah, Bright was good. And then back to the food. The PB&J burger was fucking great.
Yeah.
Because it was super simple. It was PB&J. It was peanut butter and then like a jelly sauce.
Bacon jam.
Bacon jam.
Yeah.
And then it was just cheese.
Steak sauce.
Yeah, it was just cheese, the patty, and then a shoestring onion ring, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had the AZ burger. Which
That was good too.
Jalapeno cream cheese.
That was really, really
And
good.
some kind of sauce is fantastic.
That was bomb. And
so
then
good.
Ty had the chicken and waffles,
Oh, God.
and he made a sandwich.
Sandwich is bigger than my dad's head.
Okay.
It was a sandwich, and he put the fries in there with the maple syrup. A bomb.
Nice.
But yeah, that place was really good.
Yeah, it's a really cool spot.
And super dog friendly.
And if you like dogs, I don't like dogs, but if you like dogs, you can take your dog there.
Super dog friendly. And then I don't think I've ever seen a brewery with a full bar.
Yeah.
And that a full bar inside.
Yeah, super. And I also got to meet a lot of the workers there. So, and I got to, I did a little thing where I had my lapel mic and I got to record. They got to say their name, how long they've been with them, and almost all of them had been there at least 5 years.
Yeah.
So
Shout
that's
out to
cool.
Alyssa there too.
Yeah.
From Freddy's.
There's only one
Alyssa
Alyssa.
from Freddy's. Yeah, that's Tyler's future wife.
We're going to go back tonight.
Going back tonight,
Yeah.
one more run.
We're going to go
One more
every day
Freddy's
this week.
fry.
So you all know we've had how many burgers? Maybe 6 from there.
I had 3 in one day.
Yeah.
We had 3 orders of cheese curds, fries, just to meet Alyssa from Anthem at Freddy's
Well, this
for
morning-
Tyler Frega, who's going to be a junior,
Yeah.
Boulder Creek.
Yeah.
Shout out.
His hair is kind of Ellen DeGeneres like, but
Oh my God.
he's still cute.
If you're a single lady and you go to high school in Arizona, Tyler's hanging.
So here's the thing.
I almost saw it a little while ago.
we
We
almost
walked
did
into
too.
his room and just had his fucking boxers on
covering
his
his
fucking
junk.
cock.
So here's the thing. If you're on the fence, ladies, about Tyler Frega, look at his dad and be very excited about the future.
Then there you go.
There you go. What more do you
Alright,
need? Enough
perfect.
said.
All right, let's
it.
try this Pog Juice.
Cheers.
Oh, it's gonna be guava. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
It's good, actually. I've had this before.
Actually, it's very, very fruity. There's 3 fruits in
yeah.
this.
It's
what
not
was
like
it?
overly
It's
like-
guava. There's like a grapefruit in here too.
And what's the percentage
It's
of
orange,
5%?
guava,
Okay.
passion fruit.
Honestly, cool looking can artwork too. Like I love like their can artwork. It's simplistic, but it's not.
Luckily, the guava.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily the grapefruit and orange dominate.
It's really good.
Because
I like
guava
that.
is.
So,
in
are you
there.
guys familiar with pog juice in Hawaii?
No, I mean,
In Hawaii they sell pog juice, right?
Yes.
Passion fruit, orange, guava.
Yeah.
So that's a play on this.
Nice.
And it tastes exactly the same. You literally taste no alcohol in this.
You really don't.
actually pretty
And it's
scary,
5.0. So it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. Really good.
I'm going another Jake, Big Fat 10. I like this stuff.
I actually don't hate this.
Yeah, and I'm not like a passion fruit or like a guava person, but I'm still gonna give this a solid 8 for me. It's actually really good.
I'm actually gonna go 9.5. This is actually pretty
Nice.
good. It's very fruity, but it's not overly done.
Yeah.
And the guava is hidden in there and can't taste much of it. So yeah, they did a good job with the balance of flavors.
Yeah.
I think they put guava at the end,
Yep.
and we got some spillage.
Sorry.
This one might go squirting. There we go. We got one more to do.
Yep.
And
So
then we
this
can-
one is OHSO hard seltzer, watermelon lemonade.
Oh, it's probably gonna be delicious.
Well, we're out of cups, so we'll just share
Yeah,
it.
James, go for it.
All
Just
right.
pour it
I
in
still
there.
have room in mine.
Oh yeah, love that pour. Proud of those units.
I'll go right out of the can. So, true story, I've actually had this a few weeks ago.
You're the one that told me about this brew.
Yeah, so I was actually, not trying to drink beer. Love beer, obviously, but trying to be good. And so I ordered hard seltzer. I end up drinking 9 or 12 of these things that day.
Honestly, I can see that. I just tried it.
Um,
Holy shit.
watermelon lemonade hard seltzer.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
This is pretty
Nice.
fucking good. Like with the Arizona
Oh shit,
summers,
that's really good. Yeah.
the Arizona summers, 108, 9 on average. This would be great because this is for sure is a 10.
How
This
many
is,
can you slam by the pool on this?
if we're being honest, probably 3.
Yeah.
Who am I trying to impress here? I'm only drinking 3
You
of
just
these.
had 3/4 of a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't even do a beer bong. This is really, really good. This is definitely a 10. This is
Yeah, it's a big fat.
This is
10 for me,
incredible.
too.
This
This is
is
Big
really-
Fat 10 plus 1.
There you
Because I
go.
like this.
this is very, very good.
Well, then we'll go.
Mike, what are you giving this?
I'm gonna give it a big fat 10 as well.
Yeah, 30 across the board. This is really, really good. This would have been great at the brewery, but they were sold out. Now I know why.
Exactly.
We
Yes,
go
sir.
there and buy a 4-pack of these, and we'll buy like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Bring them home.
This is awesome.
This is really good. Dan, thank you guys for being on the intro and the outro. And honestly, Jam, thanks for having us. Like
Yeah, thanks
you always
again.
said, always the best host. And he's
All right.
grabbing my wiener. Here we go.
Okay.
If baby V hears that, she's gonna be like, "That's mine."
That should be fine.
But we're gonna close out the show like we always do. Next week, before I do that, next week will be the King's Brewing episode. That was a super fun episode. We got to hang out with Jeremiah, from the owner and head brewer from King's. But we're gonna close it out like we always do from an article from the Bro Code. This is Article 22. There is no law that prohibits a woman from being a bro. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Love you guys.
Later, peace.
Yeah, this is fun. Good job, guys.
Thanks, guys.